Hello world, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with the Masterchefs with me, Michael Lang. This is the show where I take a recipe from last week's episode of Masterchef.
Tonight,
you were going to be serving dinner in the Masterchef restaurant.
And then try to recreate it here, right in my kitchen. This week, we are making gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Potatoey pillows of perfection.
Alright, so this is everything we're going to need to make some awesome gnocchi. Potato, flour, egg, salt, pepper, and olive oil. I'm also going to throw in some thyme, and then we're also going to make a little butter sauce and throw some peas in there as well. As always, full recipe is going to be in the description below. So let's get cooking.
Alright, so step one is to core your potatoes. These potatoes were baked in the oven for about an hour at 400 degrees. You can also use boiled potatoes. In fact, you don't even need to use fresh potatoes. They could be cooked the day before and they're just fine. Once you've gotten your potatoes cored, go ahead and then just start mashing them up. You could either use a potato masher or even a fork. The goal is to basically get all the lumps out as best as possible. Once the potatoes have been mashed, go ahead and shift in your flour. We're shifting the flour in for the same reason why we mashed potatoes, basically just to get all the lumps out. Once the flour is in, add your salt, your pepper, and your thyme. Once that's all done, create a little well with the flour and potatoes and all that stuff, and then crack your eggs in there. Then basically mix it all together. If you end up needing more flour, just go ahead and add more flour in. Basically, you want a nice doughy texture. I ended up taking it out of the bowl a little bit too soon. I should have probably added more flour before going over to the next step. Once you're happy with your dough, go ahead and flour your counter. This is going to keep the dough from sticking once you get it out of the bowl. Go in and toss the dough onto the floured counter. Toss some more flour on top of it and also flour your hands as well. This again will just keep everything from sticking together. Next, you're going to just knead the dough for a few minutes. Kneading is basically just taking the dough and folding it over itself over and over. This just toughens up the dough and makes it easier to work with. Once the dough is nice and kneaded, go ahead and divide it into your serving sizes. I ended up making enough for 8, but the recipe below is enough for 2. Once you've separated everything, go ahead and start rolling those sections out into a long rope. You're basically just looking to roll it out till it's about a ½ inch wide. And once that's done, go ahead and take a knife and cut into bite-sized pieces. Don't forget to flour your knife. This will just keep the dough from sticking to the knife itself. While that's all happening, make sure you're boiling a pot of water. Once the water is boiling, go ahead and toss in the gnocchi. Once you've tossed in your gnocchi, go ahead and give the pot a little shake. That way the gnocchi don't stick to the bottom of the pot. Let them boil for about a minute. You'll know they're done when they start floating to the top. Once they're done, go ahead and get them out of the water and toss them right into a hot pan with some olive oil in it. Let them cook for a few minutes until they're nice golden brown. Then go ahead and give them a flip. Let them cook for another couple of minutes until that side's golden brown. So once that's done, go ahead and toss in your butter, your peas, season with some salt and pepper. Toss around a couple of times and just let everything cook. And that's pretty much it. Which means it's time for the plating.
Gnocchi! Thank you, Masterchef, for constantly inspiring me to make new and awesome things. And if you guys don't watch the show, you can catch it on every Wednesday night on Fox. You can also catch it on Hulu. That's how I watch my shows. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. I'm going to go eat some grub. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys again next week. Peace!
Welcome to another Truth Tuesday with me, Michael Lang. This week we're sharing some truths from Mr. Governor himself, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
the first rule is trust yourself.